quickly. I'm gonna show you how to set a copper line in between other coppers. So out here right now we're running a 50 foot, 100 foot, 200, and a 300 foot coppers. I have my 200 here. It's gonna kind of go in the middle. Pretty basic, running a spoon. Pretty basic. Everybody generally knows how to get things in the water. Kind of just set it in there. And to start with my leader, I kind of lightly keep my thumb on the spool and feed it out to avoid any backlashes and everything. You kind of want to do that at the beginning. I'll hit my copper. I'm going to get my copper line here. Get my copper line here out to my spool, and I'm still kind of feeding it out, just lightly keeping pressure. You know, I'll take it off, but keeping my thumb handy for that way if that back spools. You don't want to back spool it. It kinks, can cause weak spots. I mean, I know it happens to all of us, but it's just the way it goes. So once you kind of get it going, it'll feed itself. Once you set your reel adjustment on here, and just let her feed all the way out until we get to the end of it. All right, now we're getting to the point. I'm starting to see the 50-pound braid on my spool. Almost there. Once we kind of get there, let it feed it out. Let it go out a little over the length of the rod. Grab that line, pull it up. Like I said, we like these Dreamweaver Ninja boards. They're really slick. Push the little button, opens it up. We put it on. I like to wrap it one time, then it doesn't slip. I know a lot of guys like to put a chunk of heavy monofilament, you know, 50 pound or something in here. I don't find it's necessary. I find it's just more connections and knots that could faulty it at some point. But teach his own. That's just the way we do things. Take that board. So now I got the board on, lines out behind the boat, and I'm gonna send this board out in between those two over there. So I free spool it. I send it straight back. That way all that line is behind the boat. It's not over here in the mix of all of my other gear. And the way I look at it is when that board goes out, I look at when it gets about straight back with it'd be my third board out. That's to me about the right distance. There's enough for it to clear and come over the top of my 300, and not enough line for it to get out there into my 100. So we're getting about there. So I'm gonna engage my clicker. Still got line going out. I just stick it in the rod holder, engage the reel. Obviously, always check your drag because you never know when one will hit. I mean, we've had them hit them doing this. And that board is gonna start, it's catching its line, it's pulling tight. All that copper sank, but now that board is starting to cut over, it's going much faster than everything else, so it's picking up higher in the water column, and that board is gonna slide right on over there, right in between those other two boards. Now, if I find I let out a little too much line, then I can bring that board back in. I do find it's better to have that board almost too much line out to where I can bring it back in, than not enough line to clear that bottom board there, my 300 copper. If they get too close together, I've had those coppers intertangle with each other and cause a tangle. So I'd rather it be out a little bit too far. It's gonna come up, it's gonna set in its place, and troll just right for us, and hopefully we watch that thing get dunked under the water with this big old screaming salmon on it. But as you can see, it's starting to move over into its spot. Now at this point, for me, I'm looking at it going, I have now cleared my 300 copper, and I'm just trying to, just letting the board kind of find its home over there. I'm kind of looking at it going, well, maybe that board's out there going to be a little close to my other one. So I have a choice of either sending my 100 a little bit farther or bringing my 200 in, 20 feet, 15 feet, just to kind of keep a good even spacing. I don't like them too close together, but that's just what works for us. So I see it's out there a little bit more than I want it to be. Tighten your drag. That's looking about right. Check that drag, and there you go. You can see I got a nice, pretty close, evenly spaced out line of boards. Fishing at different depths, ready for a bite. If you like what you see, like, subscribe, hit the little bell. We've got more coming. Thank you, and have a great day.